Hi, I'm Christian Brindle, and welcome to the Everything Medicare Podcast.
What's up, Everything Medicare Podcast Nation? This is Christian Brindle, wherever you are and however you might be listening to me today. Thank you so much for taking the time. This is episode 224 of the Everything Medicare Podcast. Every single week, me and my company bring you a podcast episode on Monday where we discuss your Medicare, your Medicaid, your Social Security, and everything that has to do with that golden age called retirement. I'm your host, Christian Brindle. Folks, let's talk about COBRA today. For those of you who are not familiar with COBRA, COBRA stands for the Consolidated Omnibus Budget Reconciliation Act. Now, what the hell does that mean? COBRA for short. C-O-B-R-A. COBRA is basically where let me paint a picture for you. Let's say you worked for a company for 2 years, and let's say you decided to walk away from that company. Now, that company was giving you benefits, right? Health insurance benefits, where the company was paying a percentage of your monthly premium on your plan. It could have been 50%. It could have even been 2/3. It kind of just depends on the specific employer and the employer plan that you were tied up with, but they were helping with the premium. Now, let's say your employment was terminated with this employer. Maybe you were fired. Maybe you decided to quit. It doesn't really matter. You are given access to continue your employer group benefits through a program called COBRA. That's what COBRA is. And COBRA will allow you to extend these benefits for an extended amount of time. Now, I believe it's 18 to 24 months maximum, but I have heard in some situations it can be maybe even a little bit longer than that. I think it kind of just depends. I'm not a COBRA expert, but what I do know is how COBRA works with Medicare. Now, I get asked all the time, I'm eligible for COBRA coverage. Does it qualify me for having credible coverage if I'm eligible for Medicare? As many of you know, if you're eligible for Medicare, and if, let's say, you choose to, let's say, not take Medicare, and you have COBRA, COBRA is not considered credible coverage, which means you will be penalized in that type of situation. Now, how does COBRA usually work? Well, when you have COBRA coverage, the employer, your former employer at this point, is not going to be contributing to your premium anymore. So usually the rule of thumb is with COBRA, whatever you were paying before, usually you can probably expect to pay about 3 or 4 times as much as that. So if you were paying $200 a month, you're not factoring in that your employer might have been paying $300, $400, $500, $600 a month for your specific plan. That's why a lot of times employer group benefits are a lot better than maybe like an Obamacare plan might be if you're under the age of 65. But the rule of thumb with COBRA usually is if you are on COBRA, whatever you were paying previously, probably multiply it by about 3 or 4 times as much. That'd be your monthly premium. So if you're eligible for Medicare, it doesn't make sense to keep COBRA anyway. It's stupid. And 99 times out of 100, if you're eligible for Medicare, just drop COBRA, get Medicare, pick up a Medicare Advantage or a Medicare supplement plan. But I always get asked, is it credible coverage? Can you have Medicare and COBRA at the same time? We're going to answer that in this episode here today, and we're going to dive into COBRA. But at first, I have to take a quick break, hear from this week's sponsor. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in segment 2 of 2, and we will break down COBRA. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks so much for sticking with me through that break. And this is going to be a little bit of a shorter episode here today, folks, because there's really not a whole lot to tell about COBRA. So here's how it works with Medicare. You can have Medicare and COBRA simultaneously if you were eligible for Medicare before COBRA, or maybe you were eligible for COBRA before Medicare. You can have them at the same time. Medicare acts as the primary, COBRA acts as the secondary, but it's dumb to do it that way. If you turn 65 while you have COBRA, like I said, drop it. Pick up a Medicare supplement. 99 times out of 100 is going to be cheaper. Almost always. I think it's ridiculous to even consider it. But let's say you just decided to take COBRA and you turn 65 and you become eligible for Medicare and you just decide not to take Medicare. Well, you will be penalized. COBRA is not looked at as the government as credible coverage in the eyes of Medicare, in the eyes of the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, the government, basically. So it's something that you're going to have to pick up Medicare for anyway, unless you want to be penalized. Now, remember, with Medicare penalties basically stretch on for the remainder of your life. It's a monthly penalty for the rest of your life. Medicare penalties are not anything anybody wants to mess around with. And we've done plenty of episodes on this show about it before. People always say, well, Christian, where can I find such and such episode? I don't even know. I'd have to go through like the library of episodes. I mean, this is episode 224. So we've done 224 episodes over the last couple of years, all about Medicare. You can pretty much find any topic almost talked about. Now, at this point, what we're trying to do is just kind of do refresher episodes and kind of bring you current events and what's going on in the Medicare world and how things impact you. But we've done multiple episodes about penalties, so I'm not going to get into it too much today. But yeah, folks, I mean, COBRA's not looked at as credible coverage. It's pretty straightforward. Not looked at as credible coverage. It does coordinate with Medicare, but why would you want it to when you can just pick up a Medicare supplement for a lot of times a fraction of the price if you're turning 65? And COBRA, like I said, is usually 3 or 4 times as much as you were paying normally on your premium at work. So that's COBRA for you, folks. I mean, wasn't that fun? I know this is a shorter episode, but we've been getting a lot of questions recently about COBRA, so we wanted to take some time to address it here for you today. Next week, we'll have a regular 15 to 25-minute episode like we normally do, but this is just a little short episode that we wanted to put out today just for anybody that was kind of confused on COBRA and kind of how it worked. I wanted to take just a minute, folks, and kind of give you some current events. Announcement on current events. What's going on here at our agency? So we're in the heart of open enrollment. So we're incredibly busy. If you would like to work with us, you know how to. You heard the ad in the middle of this episode where we talked about it briefly. But we really are here to help you. One thing you can do to help us out, and maybe you're in a state that maybe we're not licensed in, we're always adding more states to the equation. At some point, someday, I would love for us to be licensed in all 50 states. It's kind of an ambition of mine. But what I would say, folks, is this. One thing you have to keep in mind is if you want to help us, if you want to support us, the best thing you can do is leave us a 5-star review. If you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Podcast, if it's any platform that allows you to do so, it helps reach more people just like you who need to hear our message on that platform. If you're watching us on YouTube, the best thing you can do is like the video, subscribe for future content if you want to help us out. We desperately and greatly appreciate it. I hope you're having a fantastic open enrollment period. I hope that our content has remained helpful for you. Like I said, shorter episode, not a whole lot to cover in terms of COBRA. But we'll be back with a full-length episode next week. Thanks so much for watching. Have a fantastic week. Take care. See you.